Peace, family. We are back. It has been a minute, but I am so blessed and I am so glad to be back to not only get my thoughts off that have come, source messages that have come to me, but to be also to commune with you all from wherever you are around the world. Thank you for tuning in. Look, it's been an interesting feat because I usually record these videos when I receive messages. But then I had to go into meditation and realize that you're always receiving messages. Daily, you're always receiving messages. And when you are not journaling, when you are not reflecting on your days, but instead moving consistently and fast and not taking that time to slow down, you're not able to really process what your days are looking like. And that is a problem. So we need to take time to slow down on a consistent basis to review our days, sort of like a book or reviewing the recap of an episode of a TV show, right? Before the next episode, they always give you what happened last week was da 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 da, or the last episode on Scandal. You know what I'm saying? So take that time to review these episodes within your own daily life, because this is your reality. What you wake up to every day is your reality. That is your episode of the day, right? But the message for today is, do not listen to the ways and to the thoughts, to the words of the world, but instead listen to the messages of the Creator, right? Do not listen to the messages of the world or the words of the world. Listen to the messages and the words of the Creator. And I say that because it plays a major part and factor within everything that we do, from what we've done from itty bitty until where you are now into adulthood, right? Or wherever stage in life you are. For example, a lot of us have a sense of developed anxiety, and that comes from fearing the unknown, right? You don't know what's coming up. You don't know what's going to be ahead of you. So you fear and you build up this emotion within you that not only traps you, but will prevent you from moving forward. And in that same space, when you are prevented from moving forward, you are blocked to know what your truth is. It is not meant for us to know what is ahead of us, but it is meant for us to take the next step in our everyday life, always. And when we listen to the words of those who may be jealous of you, you listen to the words of those who may not be of the same cloth as you, for those who look at you and look up to you, but they are afraid to let you know, but instead replace those words of affirmation with negativity, you will be redirected if you take heed to those words. But instead, you need to listen to your inner self. You need to listen to the Creator. And know that you have always been in communication with God, Source, the Creator. You have always been in communication with that. A lot of times we look at these doctrines and look in books and we think it's supposed to come as like, Caesar, what are you doing? Don't go. It's not always like that. But instead it will sound like your own voice within yourself. Your subconscious mind is going to speak to you. That is the way that God is able to talk to you, if it's not through nature, right? So listen to those words, right? Because those are the words that are going to reaffirm who you are, that are going to reassure you that you are powerful, you are abundant, you are prosperous. Those affirmations, that's why I post those affirmations, because those are words that come to me not only in dreams, but words that I try to speak every day, words that come to me through journaling. And I know that these words help me, so I want to be able to share that with you. But moving on, you've been always in communication with God, and this is a clear sign that you are not lost, you are not misguided, but you are on the right track, right? There's an interview that just came out with the actor Terrence Howard, and I've known that he's been delving into more than just acting for a long time. I learned years ago that he was into lab growing diamonds, right? And through that, knowing about the flower of life and knowing about geometry and fascinated with such. And now he's really delved into another, or tapped into another form of himself that has been able to become someone who is an inventor, become one who is realizing that he needs to patent his own inventions to be able to not only utilize his talents and his blessings for good to help humanity and help mankind instead of hurting mankind. And if you go listen to his recent interview, who was his recent interview with? Joe Rogan, one of the biggest podcasts on the planet. He speaks about hearing messages from a child and seeing visions and dreams as a child, and his earliest memories being that of him in his mother's womb. And that sounds astronomically crazy to the world, right? But when you tap into certain parts of your mind, you are able to see some of the earliest moments in your life. All of us have different times where we've seen the earliest parts of our life. So it's not too far-fetched. I've even had that dream of me seeing the light within side of the womb, and even being as early as me crawling in a cradle. You know what I mean? So he was speaking in this podcast about being in the early times of his dreams and seeing visions of geometrical shapes, and speaking to the creator, and has been able to answer some of the questions that he had that was hindering him in his life as to why is this way, and based off of this, why that I experienced in the early days of my life, why is this playing a factor into who I am now, right? And he gave those up to the creator, gave those questions up to the creator, and in that whatever the essence, God, the creator, provided those answers to him. And he went through his ups, he went through his downs with his acting career, and spoke about how he was finessed out of position with the Iron Man movie. The first Iron Man movie, you see he's supposed to be War Machine, and somehow Don Cheadle comes into effect to become War Machine in the second movie, based off of him listening to his agent, listening to the words of the world instead of listening to his inner self and the creator within him to be able to take a deal, and accepting the monetary money that they were willing to give him then, to be able to have royalties and be able to have a super major contract in that later on. He listened to the ways of other people, and it allowed for him to be stagnated and finessed out of position, right? But there's blessings in all of that, because he was able to come into the knowledge in which he's in now, which is able to make him not only massive amounts of generational money, but also to be able to fulfill his purpose and help the planet. So go check that interview out on Joe Rogan's podcast, because it is amazing. If you're patient and willing to listen, it's about a 3-hour interview, and he goes into depth about so many things. But that speaks volumes, because there's times where you've been able to hear at an early age how special you are, how chosen you are, how beautiful you are, and the things that you're good at. And you, instead, not to listen to that, you listen to the friends or the environment, or to the little thoughts in your mind, that of the enemy, that tells you you're not really that good at what you think you are, right? You don't have to continue to put up with this. You don't have to continue to work hard at this. Nah, chill. Go watch that movie. Go be distracted. Go do this. You have time. And you fall out of love with what that passion is, that purpose, or whatever that is. And instead you fall into a life of depression, anxiety, and all of these things that are not really meant for your benefit. They are not really truly who God has created within you. You are a powerful being. You are a chosen being. So to listen to those instead of the creator, the divine source, is almost like doing yourself an injustice, right? So we need to listen to that more, because when we open ourselves up to listen to that more, that's when the beauty happens within our life. That's when we're able to release and let go of things that no longer serve us. That's when we're able to really fall in and to be dropped into purpose. And everything that you do is purpose driven. You're not just moving to get a dollar. You're not just moving to do this and do that and to be fulfilled from things of outside of the world, but to be fulfilled from within. There's a Bible verse, a couple of Bible verses that speak and held true to me as I was creating this message and listening to this message. One of them is James 5:13 through 16, and it speaks about faith. And the main key of that verse speaks, the prayer that is offered in faith will make the sick well, right? And that means so many things. When you give up your cares and your worries to the Creator and allow for Him to work in your life, the littlest things that make the largest impact in your life can be healed, right? Mental illness, which is called a sickness, can be cured. Your conditions within your physical body can be taken care of, right? And that doesn't mean that you don't have to put action into place. You still have to do the work, but releasing the anxiety that comes with that because you don't know what's going to happen in the future is what you really need to do, right? And another verse is Philippians 4:6 through 7, and I'm going to read that to you real quick. And this verse says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your request to God," right? For those who are religious, who are spiritual, there's what I've realized, there's truth in all of these doctrines, right? And in that, reading that and hearing that means to not be anxious, of course, but to allow God to work within you, as I said earlier. Do not worry about what's going to come in the future. Act in the present, act in the now. And in that you will receive the beauty. You will be able to look into everything in this world. When you're driving, what you're eating, when you come into contact with people, when you're hugging your family, the things that you watch, the things that you listen to, the things that you see out in nature, you'll be able to find beauty in all of these things. And it makes you more grateful, have more gratitude in life to be able to take the next step. Work in that space, be present in that space, and take the next step. And continuously until you're able to reach your goal, and then take more steps to reach another goal, right? But let God lead you in that. Let the Creator speak to you and lead you in that. And some say, how? Well, if that's the case, how would you be able to hear God's voice? What's one way to do that? And there's a few things that I realized. Fasting, prayer, and being silent. All of those things have helped in the past and still work today to be able to hear the voice of the Creator and to hear your inner self. Fasting allows for you to cut off distractions, allows for you not to be attached to a singular thing, specifically with certain foods. Do that for 2 days. Don't eat solid foods for 2 days. Just drink liquids, right? Or you can dry fast. Some of these may sound extreme to people, but it is possible. You will be okay. They've done it in the Bible. They've done it in ancient times. People still do it today. And it allows for you to move waste and toxins out of your body, to open up those portals and channels for God to be able to speak in there, right? Prayer allows for you to speak and affirm things that you desire in your life, and are allowing for you to be able to work your throat chakra so God can activate that for you to speak power and abundance into the universe around you, so God can move in that space that you are in to propel you to where you need to be. It all starts in the mind first, and silence is so important. We're filled with noises and distractions in the everyday life. If you can hear the sounds in nature, if you can isolate yourself for 30 minutes to an hour and just read, journal, whatever. As soon as you wake up, midday, late night, and just be silent, you'll be able to hear what you truly need to get answers for, right? So, not making this video too long, that is the message today. Do not listen to the words of the world, but listen to the words of the Creator and allow for that to move you, right? And I want to thank everybody for listening to this video. as we continue to grow this channel, as I continue to get messages and grow in life and evolve in my own space. I want to be able to connect not only through video but in person with all of the solar family, because I'm chosen, you are chosen, and we are all meant to be in communion with one another. So yeah, I just thank you all for tuning in. Make sure that you please share this video with a friend. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video, because that is the way that the algorithm is built up to be able to bring attention to these videos, so we can create more, so we can be able to reach those who are not only in North Carolina, where I am currently, but around the world, and makes you all a part of the solar family more officially. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at Solar Juice and Company, where I have my health coaching business and also a cold pressed juicing company where I'm able to ship off and deliver cold pressed juices to the world that is allowed to heal the body. These are extremely powerful elixirs that have helped me in my own journey, but have helped the thousands of people that I've been engaged with over the last 3-4 years. So I thank you all for your support. Thank you for listening and watching. Share this video and place in the comments what resonates with you, what part of this video stuck most with you. Peace. See you soon.